Thank you, Kelly.
Wasn't expecting.
Oh, you're welcome.
But, oh, turns out the way it turns out.
Well, thank you. Is this for you?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Maybe.
Yeah.
A lot of years.
It just came up.
Started COVID.
I think that's a good.
Kelly, what's called on the first of
Then you're gonna see a
January?
list
See
of
around?
people on January 4th.
He's here, yeah, I don't know, it depends who asks him for swearing in
But
and
that's
stuff.
got it.
Yeah, we have
Ask
someone on the
him.
second.
I mentioned it to him a long time ago,
Okay.
but I wasn't sure.
Okay, welcome, everybody.
Yeah.
To our last meeting,
We'll have to pick a date.
David
Are we
Gamula.
doing it first?
Yes.
Thank you, David, for serving with us for 4 years, right, David?
4 years, yes.
Thank you very much. I know the mayor will say a few words, but I'm
Well,
just
I'd like
saying.
to thank everybody, because I wasn't the best alderman and I learned a lot, especially from you and the mayor. And,
There's no such thing as being a good or being a bad David. The
No,
fact
I
is, if
know,
you
I
serve
mean-
the people, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. As long as you serve the people, that's all that matters.
you just
Okay?
try to save money.
Well, and you did a very good job. I'm very proud of the fact that you served 4 years and you tried harder than anybody ever known, trying to work hard and learn their business. And this is not easy to do. There is no course on how to be an alderman. Okay? None. Think about it. So it's like on-the-job training, and the faster you learn, okay, and the more you complete this, I call it a service to the city.
I mean, I remember the first time Joe Emanuel Senior passed away and there was his wake was down to St. Mary's. And you called me over because you figured that I would beat Paul Oco. Which was an upset.
Well, I'm proud of you. You did a good job.
Thank you.
And I'm sure the other aldermen will have a few words later on, okay?
Yeah.
And the mayor will also. All right, moving on to the agenda, we have one consent. Okay, Dave? Authorizing the contract with the NG Power and Gas LLC by the mayor. Request for proposal have been conducted by HFM BOCES. And basically what this is, we're gonna get a better rate for our gas, power. Right, Mayor?
Yeah, we're gonna get a fixed rate, for what, 3 years? 2 years. And, we've done this prior with the same organization. We're doing it again.
So since we're part of their like district, we can, kind of like, is it kind of like state contract? We're part of their district, so,
It's a consortium
right.
of like is it 26? I think it was 20 or 26, I'm sorry, like municipalities or.
And they
school districts.
negotiate a deal.
They
That's-
negotiated deals as a
Yeah.
group.
They
Okay,
did, well, they did an RFP. and they-
gotcha.
It
Okay,
ended up only being a few cents more per therm than last year, which really wasn't really a bad deal.
so it keeps our budget the same.
So
Okay.
where does it cover? What?
Yeah.
Gas service where? Gas and.
All of our accounts, like all the buildings that use natural gas.
Oh, okay.
And we are also coming up on the electric, right? Did he mention that to you?
That's separate, yes.
Yeah, it's gonna be a separate agreement, but we do have to get a new agreement on that. And the last time I spoke to him, which was probably 3 months ago, he said the electric rates were high, but the most recently, fortunately, he says they've come down. They're gonna do pretty good with that as well, so.
Thank you, Mayor. Resolution 109, adopting the minutes of last common council meeting. Anyone have any questions? Thank you. Resolution 110, appointing a commissioner of deeds, and basically, the common council is authorized by the New York State executive law to appoint a commissioner of deeds for a term of 2 years. And this, basically what this is, and I'm gonna let the city clerk explain what a commissioner of deeds is for everyone.
They,
They can basically notarize city documents. So for my purposes in my office, for a registered agent, instead of me signing as a notary, they can sign off, signatures.
It's like one,
Verified identity.
It's similar to a notary public service, only it's authentication, that's done on the city level.
very good. And the list of names and addresses of the people who, other than Joseph and Manuel, the other four work in City Hall. Okay?
Is Michelle Jackson a notary?
I'm sorry?
Michelle
No,
Jackson,
no.
she's not a notary?
no, she is,
Or she's not a commissioner of deeds?
no, Commissioner. Notary is,
No,
our city clerk is a notary. You sit
Right.
here.
like someone in her position would be a notary normally, but I'm surprised she's not a commissioner of deeds.
Okay,
There are more people, but she's not on the list. But
Oh.
these are the just ones that are expiring
That are
now.
expiring now.
There's a couple that expire in April, but I don't think Michelle is on the list.
a resolution authorizing expenses billable to the city of Amsterdam by CSX Transportation prior to contracting for a preliminary engineering study for the multimodal station and pedestrian contract.
I think Dan
Yeah,
can
it's here.
explain this to,
Yeah, so it's pretty simple. We're trying to design a multimodal train station and pedestrian crossover bridge, kind of where the current Route 5 is. To be able to have access to the rail lines, we have to enter agreement with CSX. For them to have a conversation with us in regards to be able to enter an agreement, we have to agree to allow them to bill us up to $5,000.
And we pay $5,000 now just to go over tracks.
We pay $5,000 to get them to have a conversation about entering an agreement, to be able to go over the tracks.
Just so we can go over the tracks.
yeah, so this will be part of our DRI funds,
That's right.
as silly as it
It's,
sounds.
it's actually, it's Tonko money,
Yeah,
Part
oh,
of the time.
Tonka money, that's
No.
right, Gina told me it was Tonka money.
CDBG Tonko money. So,
Yeah,
Okay,
they are what they are.
good old CSS.
CSX.
right.
Uh-huh.
Resolution 112, accepting authorizing a contract with community block development. Daniel?
So through the most recent CFA funding awards, we were able to obtain $1 million grant from New York State to work on the community center that's going to be next to the current Central Civical building. So this is just authorizing the city to accept the grant from the state.
We're just gonna accept it from the grant right now.
Correct. We're offering us to accept the money and then we'll work on the next phase of it.
Okay, very good.
With this $1 million, we should, right, Dan, we should pretty much be fully funded on the community center, correct?
Yeah, we believe that this was the final piece. Get it.
Thanks. Thank
Shout
you.
out to Gina for putting the application together. She did good work and got us the money, so.
Okay, 113, authorizing a budget transfer for a sanitation truck repaired by Alderman customers.
I think, I don't know if this is a Louise or a Mike,
That's a mic.
we kind of had a panic phone call about the the sanitation truck situation.
Very good.
So
We basically,
So
this
this
is
is,
the last one.
No, they're gonna explain it.
The truck is necessary vehicle in the city fleet, and basically what we need is a new engine. Right, Mike?
Yeah, so here's the thing, we need, day in and day out, or every week, we need 3 garbage packer trucks, and we're down, they're dropping like flies. We've got a couple of short-term rentals going right now, but the minimum number of trucks we need to complete our pickups during the course of the week is 3. And we're down to 2. Or 1.5 at this point. I hate to say it. This is a replacement motor.
All right,
are we still using Schenectady
We are currently using Schenectady's and the rental from,
in the rental?
from Pennsylvania. Well, I've got to get one back in service so I can return, I got to return one of those sooner than later. Hopefully the one from Pennsylvania, I'd like to get
Sure.
back.
And so you, like, the truck's in good enough condition that an expensive engine repair is a good,
Yeah,
like,
it's
kind of the
worth
best
the-
option
The
at
rest of
this
the,
point.
the
Yeah.
truck is in good condition. The biggest thing on it, I mean, the cabin chassis, the motor, the transmission, those are repairable items on those things. The things that take a beating on a garbage truck is the packer body, with all the hydraulics and all the moving parts, and you know, you're constantly trying to squish things that don't want to squish, to be very technical about it. And so it puts a lot of strain on it. Eventually they just pop like a, tick. And we don't want that to happen.
We don't.
And this one is still in good service, so it's,
Okay,
We
thank you.
do want to say thank you to City of Schenectady for working
Yes.
with us on that, and also reached out to the City of Albany, who told us if we were ever in need of a third, let's hope we're not, that they'd also be willing to work with us to give us one of their supply, spare parts, so. But thank you to both of them.
So how much is in the truck?
200.
well, I'm glad you asked. It's somewhere between $220,000 and $225,000 for a single axle, 20 cubic yard packer. Some cities that have different street layouts and different terrain will use the larger ones with the two axles in the back that are 25 yard. It's great, you can shorten the run, but it would be very tough on some of the streets that we pick up, with the hills, with the narrow streets and the turns so this city has always used the shorter single axle, 20 cubic yard, garbage collector trucks.
Okay, thank you. 114, resolution authorizing a budget transfer for DPW truck leases. I'd like to read this one. DPW currently leases 3 trucks from Enterprise Fleet Management, and all 3 trucks have lease terms that end prior to this June. Wait a minute, and prior to June 30, 2023?
Or should it be 2024?
That means the leases are all up.
Oh, 24, that is a typo, sorry.
Right, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, the city intends to purchase each of these leased vehicles at the end of the lease terms. And the current operating budget includes enough funding to cover remaining monthly payments as well as the lease buyouts. However, funding is in 2 separate budget expenses. So this is what you're doing. You transfer from leases to new vehicles. That's what you mean?
Yeah, we're just redistributing money within the budget.
So you're gonna buy these vehicles now.
Right, we have to pay the remaining lease payments, and once the lease terminates, then we're going to purchase the vehicles for the
So what
residual.
about any vehicles going forward? We need to get into another lease
We're
arrangement
gonna discuss that and explore that during the budget process.
during the budget process. Okay. There you go. Okay. Resolution 115. Okay, amending the budget to a golf course driving range. And basically what this is, I talked to our consultant, Scott, and he said, we received $15,000 from Montgomery County to be applied to the cost for creating a full-service driving range and a practice facility. And the range is scheduled to open this spring, and it will be free of charge to all active and retired military personnel. You want to talk about this, Mayor?
No, go ahead. You're
Okay.
fine.
And cause I talked to him, and the equipment costs up to an estimated 17,000. Okay, so they're giving us 15,000 right now to put in the budget towards this driving range, and basically it's come from Montgomery County. And it's, full service driving range and our practice facility for everybody. It's earmarked like for the veterans and retired military personnel. Okay?
Do you know where on the course this would be?
Yeah, where the practice range is right now.
We're in the, so we're in that middle.
Yeah, right in the middle. Yep.
So will, if they're not military, non-military,
It says all active and retired military personnel.
And if they're not, they would pay a fee.
That's free.
So, and they're
Anybody
hoping,
else, you gotta pay.
so do we know what that fee is yet? Or
Uh,
I don't know what the fee
establish it.
is.
In fact, the fees are tonight. It's a good question, Irene, one of these resolutions is, I believe, adopting, 117, adopting the fees. I'm not sure if I don't think that's even there.
No, it's not on.
Yeah, I don't believe it's.
I
in
didn't
there.
see it, but
Yeah.
we just did this.
Right.
See? That's why. So, that's what this
There
is
is
for.
hope, they are gonna be getting a token machine,
Yes.
which they will put right out by the driving range. which would dispense the balls so that we don't have to hire additional people to do that type of thing. I believe, you know, you can buy a $5 bucket or a $10 bucket, but don't hold me to that.
Okay. So.
But they're looking to this to be a revenue generator, and it would have been impossible without this wonderful contribution from the county veterans, and we really appreciate it. And it's going to be a great benefit for the veterans program, which was started this past year. We introduced veterans in how to play golf. And so we think it's a great benefit.
Okay, resolution 116. The city of Amsterdam wishes to enter a contract with the county of Montgomery for $2,351. And what this is, we're gonna plow Sandy Drive, and they're gonna pay us, okay? That's what this is. And that's over my ward. Sandy Drive is the road that leads into, River Ridge. Okay. Next, golf rates. We discussed this before. Resolution approving golf fees and rates for the city of Amsterdam Municipal Golf Course. Common Council having received recommendations from the Golf Commission on the rates and fees for the 2024 season. And the rates and fees proposed by the Golf Commission are subject to approval and ratification by the Common Council. And a copy of these proposed rates and fees are being attached. And the rates and fees for 2023 that are set forth in the also attached rate proposal is hereby approved. So this are new rates that are gonna come out now, early, so people have a chance if they want to, you know, the gift certificates or anything else. That's why they're doing it like now, okay? And these are the rates.
Are you in the picture?
Me, I was right next to Bobby Jones, but you probably can't see it because it's faded. Okay, next, 118, resolution changing date of the first designation common council meeting. I'm gonna tell you, I went on my own on this one, I should have called, but
Jesus.
what do you think?
Well,
Well, do you want, look at, common council regularly meets on the first and third Tuesday of the month, and then common council must hold a designation meeting on January 1.
No, I just saw this for the first time. I didn't pay attention. I
Well, remember,
thought it was gonna say June for January 1st. I thought we were gonna talk about that tonight.
well, we can.
No, I know we
That's
can.
why I put it on, because we have to do something,
Yeah,
because, I think.
well, you can talk about it. You want to change it from the first to the second because,
No, the other way
No, I
around.
think
The other way
he's saying
around.
let's
The other way
dispense
around.
with the meeting on the
I'm
second
sorry.
and do it all first.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I misread it.
Then we just have to.
I thought it was scheduled for the first. Because that's what I've told
No,
everybody.
it says,
I'd have to make a hell of a lot of changes. All right.
What time did you tell them?
I told them at 10 a.m.
I guess we're having it at 10 a.m.
all right, so now you're gonna make me go back.
No, that's okay.
What did I
Listen,
do?
I
It
thought
just
we were
says
gonna
blank.
talk about
We don't
this
have the
tonight.
time.
I
Well, we
apologize.
can, I just put this on because I know we need to
We gotta
address
talk
it.
about it anyway.
So we needed a
I was
resolution.
gonna ask the council how you felt
Well,
about
then
this.
we still can, because
I'm all for the first.
we need to put a resolution on
We
to
do,
vote
and
on
here it
tonight.
is. And
That's
here it
why I
is.
put a
And here
template
it
out
is.
here.
That's
So then we
fine.
can adjust it, amend it, any way you wanna do it,
Gotcha.
Yeah, the time is.
So the
blank,
meeting's on the
so-
first.
whatever you want. That's why I put it on here, I left it, whatever you wanna do.
I would just add, throw out there that the logistical issue that we need to agree upon would be, an agenda deadline.
Agenda
Uh,
deadline.
Because it's coming right up. So, you know, we could probably keep it for the same on Wednesday, I don't know, but, you know,
Well, see,
that would be the only thing.
the only reason I remember doing this, normally we have a meeting on every Tuesday, okay? But because the mayor, you know, this is an election year, so Richard is brand new, he has to be sworn in, and if
Do
he's
you
not
have
sworn in.
January 1st off,
If
Mr.
he's not
Holiday?
sworn in,
Don't ever have a day off before kids, but
Well,
if he's not sworn in
well,
by
kids
January
come too,
1,
but I
who's
mean.
gonna be the alderman?
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
Yeah, and it's gonna be whatever the mayor wants, whatever time you want, Mayor. As long as you don't interfere with my bowl games, I really don't care.
It's only a 1 day difference, so it should, you know, you're only missing 1 day of.
Does 10 a.m. work for everybody?
10 a.m. is fine with me.
Fine. Did you tell the family?
Definitely 10 a.m.
10 a.m. is fine.
But football starts at 1,
Yeah, you don't wanna mess with that.
No.
then 10 a.m., but not too early. One time it was like 8 a.m. I think like Villa had it way too
Is
early.
that all right?
10
Okay,
a.m. on the
Give me
first.
time for my 1 hour and 45-minute speech. Yeah, I think it's fine. No, it's good. 10 a.m. is good.
So the idea be the organizational meeting with the common council meeting following right after.
Right.
Is there gonna be a cow? So is it gonna be an organizational meeting, then a cow?
I don't think we need to.
It's gonna be brief, because we're only gonna have on the docket is what's necessary.
So no cow.
No.
Okay, 10 AM, then we'll put in, thank
Is
you.
that all
Jim,
right?
for
Is that
thinking of
what, I'm sorry, Kelly, you all right with that?
10 AM for
Yeah,
the meeting
yeah.
or 10
And then the
AM for
deadline-
inauguration?
I mean, City Hall's open next week, so the deadline would still be the 27th for the agenda.
Okay.
Right?
10 AM for inauguration or 10 AM for the meeting beginning?
But they have,
What time are you
I think
doing?
City Hall will close half a day
If we
Friday.
do the meeting
Swearing
at
in.
10,
You open the meeting before you inaugurate, don't you?
I don't know.
No, we did the
No.
The
inauguration.
Wednesday, the
first.
27th.
No,
we do the swearing in
Friday,
first.
Christmas.
So why?
I hadn't even thought of it.
But that would affect the
9:45.
day, the
No,
deadline,
10?
they'll be
Do
open
it
the
at
day
10.
the
Do it at 10, we'll do it at 10.
So
agenda's
the
usually
meeting
due Wednesday,
directly
Meeting
27th.
Directly
follow.
follow.
Inauguration.
I think the
and
22nd they have to have
organizational meeting
Yeah,
follow,
I mean,
common
that's okay.
council follow, organizational
Right,
meeting.
so they close the meeting on the 26th.
You might wanna announce that. 'cause we're-
And then they're open the 26th.
You might
City
wanna
Hall
announce that.
Tuesday.
Open the 26th, and then I think a half day the following.
The
Friday,
29th,
so-
yeah.
Is that correct?
So the 27th being the agenda due date would still be feasible. Especially if we're not gonna put much on the agenda.
All right, so the 29th
You can always
is a
throw
half
on
a
a
day.
consent if you have to anyways, right? It's-
Well, you still gotta vote for the banks and all that stuff. You gotta vote for the
Committees.
city clerk.
So we were
Well,
dialoguing
we have,
here.
we have to vote for the corporation
Saying,
council, our engineer, our controller.
Thought would be the inauguration at 10 AM
Yes,
with the organizational meeting immediately to follow the
Right.
inauguration.
yes.
And then the common council meeting to immediately follow the organizational meeting.
I forgot.
You're gonna make me go up and down the stairs for 3 times.
No,
Should we, so if City Hall is a half day to 26th and a half day to 29th, should we give people till like the 28th to get agenda items in?
No, it's half a day the 22nd.
Not the 26th.
Half a day the
26th.
22nd.
Okay, that's makes it the 26th too. Okay, so you had 26th, you come back to 26th from Christmas. And then agenda items due the next day? Is that
Well, they have,
reasonable for everybody?
Yeah,
they
there's
have
that,
from
listen,
tomorrow.
with all
Yeah.
due respect, how many resolutions you think are gonna be on this?
Right, exactly, yeah.
This
Just
is
wanna
all,
make sure
this
we're
is
not.
all,
Year-end stuff.
this is all a rehearsal.
Okay, yeah, so we'll stick with
Okay.
Wednesday. Sounds good.
Okay? All right, very good. All right, next, resolution waiving the 30-day. Dan Nelly, approached me once again, and he needs a waiver at the Lion Street Bar and Grill for liquor license. In short notice, what this means is waiving the liquor law again, okay? So he can have a 30-day advance be given to municipality where a license shall be used. And this notice is waivable, okay? We've done it before, we do it for everybody. Thank you. And the last, the audit. Okay,
Audit's fine.
thank you very much. Okay, and Mike, we got about 2 minutes, like you read right through.
As the mayor asked a short while ago, Jackson Demolition is proceeding with the demo of the 5 corners. Probably half of the, just visually half of the structure's down. What, on a project like this, what takes some of the time is they're separating materials out, some which has to be landfilled and some which can be cleaned and salvaged, like primarily the steel bar joists in the roof and the I-beams and those type of things where there's no point in sending that type of weight to the landfill. So they're making good progress. I would expect by the end of the week that the structure would be gone. I expect, and then, then it's a matter of, they may not have it all hauled out by then, but they'll be well on their way to doing that. And I would expect it to be wrapped up next week, just based on the progress they've made so far. Once that's done, then there's more, testing we've got to do subsurface, and we'll see where that takes us, but that's the next step in redevelopment. But it's a very positive thing.
It is.
Also, everybody knows that we got an awful lot of rain this past weekend and yesterday, it was in excess of 3 inches. We saw drainage problems in the Lion Street area, and wanted to let everybody know, because I've been asked many times here, certainly today, that we're gonna make emergency improvement to that right now, so we don't have that issue. Again, I had hoped that we could kick it off and push it off till spring, but in that case, I was wrong. Nobody expected this kind of rain in mid-December, but nevertheless, we got it. So we have a solution to mitigate that problem there, and it'll work. Also, in relation to that, our wastewater, although this is relatively boring stuff, our wastewater plant, I had flows in excess of 20 million gallons a day, kind of dull, except we were actually closer to 24, I think, for better than half of the day. That's a lot of water when you consider the plant's designed, and it's supposed to handle 15 continuously. The good thing is that after the years of boring upgrades to our pump stations, now they're too good, and I have to actually turn them down a little bit so we don't pump too much water to the plant. We can send more water than the plant can treat. It's just a reminder as to why there is an upcoming, why we're in the early stages of design for a plant upgrade. I've mentioned it before, tri-state clearing, the transmission line work is going to begin shortly. They have been working with some of the larger landowners between here and Route 29 to deal with them. Again, I'm only mentioning this mainly because if there's questions that come in to the council members or to the mayor's office or whatever, definitely please forward those questions to my office or to Randy Gardner's office at the water plant, and we'll address them with the property owners. And last, we were just talking with Kelly here a short while ago. There's a couple of the lead service lines replacements that are still to be wrapped up. We did all of the original contract, all 45, and there was enough money remaining within the contract to add 7 to the work, and there's still a couple of those to be buttoned up. But and that's all the new news. That's news. If anybody,
The hydrants.
and we're working on a couple of hydrants in that area too.
We're in 2 minutes, Tony. I asked you to talk to the county about how they are doing foreclosures. What'd you find out?
I did. I spoke with Attorney Mannion about it. She indicated that that is a foreclosure that was commenced long ago, well before the commencement or the issuance of the Supreme Court decision that rendered Article 11 of the RPTL to be unconstitutional. I talked with her about the advice that I had given to the council that we not commence any new Article 11 interim proceeding. I had mentioned to her that I had, at the mayor's request, confirmed that opinion with NICOM, that we should not do that, and they did not disagree. NICOM did not disagree, and I don't want to put words in Attorney Mannion's mouth, but certainly my takeaway from her was I don't think that she wasn't in any disagreement with me that we should not commence any new foreclosure action right now, and that we should await enactment by the state legislature with respect to.
I thought that came in
RPTL
law.
Article
I
11.
thought that legislator, that's all done. They're all,
I'm sorry?
I thought it's past December. She was supposed to have a decision on it by
I
December.
think you're talking about you're talking about the moratorium?
Yeah.
The moratorium, to the best of my knowledge, still has not been signed by the governor, but the moratorium still does not cure the fact that the Supreme Court decision from May of 2023 rendered Article 11 of the RPTL unconstitutional. That's the problem we have with or without the moratorium.
And was Article 11 again?
That's the statute upon which you file for interim foreclosure.
Okay.
So I'm sorry, I know that's not popular, that
Well, what's
the
gonna-
advice is wait, but that's the best advice I know how to give you on this issue, is to continue to await enactment by the state legislature before you commence any new petition for foreclosure. Because that's the juncture that we're at now, is starting a new proceeding. We're at starting that's step one. And I don't believe it is advisable to start step one right now, given the status of the law. Real quick, I do need an executive session to discuss under Public Officers Law 105 sub 1 sub H regarding proposed acquisition, sale, or lease of real property. And I would ask that the council please permit Daniel Gray to participate in that executive session. Thank you.
Okay, good. Meeting called to order. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to
the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alderwoman Christmas. Here. Alderman D. Gamula.
Here.
Alderwoman Collins. Here. Alderman Marticello.
Here. Make a motion, we accept the agenda and move it with one consent.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderwoman Quistamars.
Aye.
Alderman D. Gamula.
Aye.
And Alderwoman Collins.
Okay, proclamations. I just wanted to take a moment right now. David Gamula, you have, I'm gonna miss you coming into my office every Tuesday. I'm sure you're gonna continue to come in my office, I hope, but you without fail, you're there, asking me about the agenda, asking me if there's anything you should know, and me asking you if there's anything I should know, and you surprising me a few times by telling me what I should know. But literally, it's been a pleasure, David. You have been a good friend. I know you've been a hard worker. You've put your heart into the job. I know that I'm going to miss you. I know your fellow council members are going to miss you. And, I wish you the very, very best and whatever you do, but please keep coming around, okay?
Can I mention one thing?
Sure.
CDTA.
CDTA, I forgot to mention that. No matter what happens, they're not ready yet, but I promise you will get a card as soon as they are. No matter what date, time, if I have to get it for you myself, I will get it for you myself, but you will get the card. All right, sir, that's a promise from me.
Thank you, sir.
All right, you deserve that, David, for all you've done. David, would you like to say anything?
Like to ask the chief how the on-site parking is going and how much.
I was gonna, you can ask him that later, but if that's what you want to use your time for, go right ahead.
No, I was just wondering whether that's working or, because there's still cars parked on the wrong side. And you told me you would look into that. It's better. Better than it was, but.
people are still adjusting to the alternate parking rules. We're writing a lot of tickets. It's something we struggle at the beginning of the winter season.
Yeah, so tonight's gonna be icy and,
Tickets will be issued.
okay.
All right, Dave?
Yeah, that's it.
Communications and presentations, we have none, so we are going to the public participation section of our meeting. If you'd like to say something, just approach the podium, state your name, get 5 minutes to speak. Doesn't look like we have anyone here today who wants to say anything, so we will go on to our controller's report, which Louise Byron has just handed out.
Hastily.
Louise, how we doing?
Things are pretty good. There's a sort of a financial snapshot of our operating budget and everything sort of in line where you'd expect it to be. I thought it would be of interest to just put our contingency balances, in the bottom section there. Just some additional information. That's our piece of
So you
emergency.
see no issues that you'd like to bring to the board's attention that are of concern or?
I don't think so.
Okay.
So with the sanitation, it says the revenue's at 99%. Does that mean we're just collecting really
It's-
well, or are we gonna
No,
increased
that's
our-
just because we record all our revenue. I know, I've actually thought about adjusting the way that it's reflected on here, because we record all the revenue, whether we collected it or not, and that's how this report is pulling it.
Okay, it's, yeah, because all the other ones are like, yeah, right, 50% is in, we're about halfway through the
Right.
year. But this one's like, wow, 99%.
Yeah, it's just the accounting entries.
Gotcha.
We have a few expense items we're watching, overtime, et cetera. But in general, I agree with that. And, one of the things that I look at is our cash balances every month, and it's nice to see that, they've generally increased by 8 million over the previous year. So we're carrying balances that are much healthier, which is tremendous for stress, for anticipation. So, I do agree that things are looking pretty good.
Yeah.
Any other questions for the controller at this time?
Yes, do
Okay.
you know how much money, you made on, Riverfest?
Riverfest?
Yeah,
Oh.
the last,
I don't have that breakdown, I'm sorry. I can find out from Rob. I mean, I can talk to Recreation tomorrow.
David, I would tell you, if you're looking for a profit, we didn't make a profit. It was a net loss.
no, I know.
Okay.
I'm just wondering,
Okay, that's what I could tell you.
not for profit.
Okay.
I have one question. Do you have, any idea how our sales tax figures are going?
I think it's kind of level right now with last year. I haven't seen the, I don't think it's come out yet for September. Oh, must have by now, actually.
The sales
The
tax?
sales tax, yeah. I thought it was like a little bit up.
For the first 2 months of the new quarter, they were running, it was like 14% ahead. But it happened last quarter too, and we had a real dip in the third quarter, and it ended up almost a no net gain whatsoever. So we're watching that, but
You mean the third month?
yes,
The third month, yeah. So I think it was, right, exactly. The
Right.
first two were up and then the third.
the
One
third
went
dipped
down.
significantly. But the first two of the next quarter have been up. So
Yeah.
it's nerve wracking, but I try to keep an eye on it. Seems like we're gonna be okay with that.
It hasn't plunged, but I don't think it's still.
So there's nothing else for the controller? Any other questions? Then we'll move on to any old business. There's no old business, so we'll go on to the resolutions, right?
Resolution 23-24-109, resolution adopting the minutes of the last common council meeting by Alderman Marticello.
So moved.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderwoman Quistamars. Aye. Alderman Deaconmula.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Resolution 23-24-110, resolution appointing commissioners of deeds by Alderman Marticello. Whereas the common council is authorized by New York State executive
So
law.
moved. Just read the people who are getting their commission.
Joseph Emmanuel, C. Annette Robinson, Carla Farrell, Sharon Walega, and Michelle Zala.
So
Oh, sorry. Alderman Marticello.
Wait a minute. Mayor, I gotta ask for your indulgence. Would you mind if I ask Rich Alderman to come and sit here just to get familiar with this?
I have no problem with that.
Anybody have a problem?
You can stay, but you can't vote, understand?
We know. I just want to get familiarized.
Richard can't even vote, we'll just ignore
Just
it.
familiarize yourself with what we're doing here, okay?
Yeah, I got one.
Just so you know, okay? Thanks, Mayor. Mayor, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Rich. Okay,
This all, right here, resolution 1, Commissioner D. So moved.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderwoman Quistamars.
Aye.
Alderman Deaconmula.
Aye.
And Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Resolution 23-24-111, resolution authorizing expenses billable to the city of Amsterdam by CSX Transportation prior to contracting for a preliminary engineering study for the multimodal station and pedestrian connector project by Alderwoman Quistamars. Whereas the city of Amsterdam was the recipient of a 2022 Community Project Funding Award by the Consolidated Appropriations Act through Economic Development Initiative Grant Program administered by the Department of Housing and Urban Development. And whereas the city of Amsterdam was awarded funding to complete architecture and design services with a multimodal station and pedestrian.
Skip to the resolve after that.
Resolved that the city of Amsterdam authorizes the expenditure not exceeding $5,000 as it relates to the above, and the submission of the requested letter relating hereto is hereby authorized.
Still moved.
Alderwoman Christomars.
Aye.
Alderman D. Camilla.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Resolution 2324-112, resolution accepting grant award and authorizing contract with Community Block Development Grant by Alderwoman Christomars. Whereas the New York State Office of Community Renewal accepting applications through the CDBG program for public facilities. And whereas the City of Amsterdam submitted an application to the Community Block Development Grant Program for funding for the community center, an approved DRI project. And whereas that said grant funding was awarded in the amount of $1 million from the New York State Office of Community Renewal. Whereas the subject contract having been reviewed and approved by Corporation Council and being attached here too, it is hereby resolved that the City of Amsterdam accepts the above reference grant and will administer the grant. And is further resolved that the execution of the above reference contract is hereby authorized.
So moved.
And I do just want to echo what Dan Gray mentioned about Gina DeBerry. There was a lot of information that we didn't have from Ibero right up until almost the last couple of weeks. And so she scrambled when they got here and put together this grant, and to have it be successful is quite an achievement. So thank you, Gina.
So moved.
Alderwoman Christomars.
Aye.
Alderman D. Camilla.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
And Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Resolution 2324-113, resolution authorizing budget transfer sanitation truck repair by Alderwoman Christomars. Whereas one of the city garbage packer trucks has been temporarily inoperable due to mechanical malfunction. Whereas it has been determined that the truck is in need of a new engine at a cost of $41,425. Whereas this truck is a necessary vehicle in the city's fleet and is in overall good condition otherwise, so there is a cost benefit to the city for paying for this repair and extending the service life of this truck. Now therefore be it resolved, the controller is authorized to make the following 23-24 budget transfer: decrease expense contingency $41,425 to increase expense vehicle repairs.
So moved.
Alderwoman Christomars.
Aye.
Alderman D. Camilla.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Resolution 2324-114, resolution authorizing budget transfer by DPW truck leases by Alderwoman Christomars. Whereas DPW currently leases 3 trucks from Enterprise Fleet Management, all 3 trucks have lease terms that end prior to June 30th, 2024. And whereas the city intends to purchase each of these leased vehicles at the end of the lease terms, the current operating budget includes enough funding to cover the remaining monthly lease payments as well as the lease buyout amounts. However, the funding is in 2 separate budget expense lines. The funds need to be redistributed between 2 lines to reflect the actual anticipated costs. Now therefore be it resolved, the controller is authorized to make the following 23-24 budget transfer: decrease expense to used vehicles $6,000 into leases $6,000.
So moved.
Alderwoman Christomars.
Aye.
Alderman D. Camilla.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Resolution 2324-115, resolution amending budget golf course driving range by Alderman D. Camilla. Whereas the City of Amsterdam received $15,000 from Montgomery County to be applied to the cost of creating a full-service driving range and practice facility at the Amsterdam Municipal Golf Course. And whereas the range is scheduled to be open in the spring of 2024 and will be free of charge to all active and retired military personnel. Whereas the equipment startup costs are estimated at $17,390. Resolved, the controller is authorized to amend the 23-24 fiscal year budget as follows: increase revenue, special recreation revenue, $15,000 into golf course equipment.
So moved.
Alderman D. Camilla.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
And Alderwoman Christomars.
Aye.
Resolution 2324-116, resolution authorizing mayor to execute contract with County of Montgomery for control of snow and ice on county highways by Alderman Marticello.
So moved.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderwoman Christomars.
Aye.
Alderman D. Camilla.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Resolution 2324-117, resolution approving golf fees and rates for the Amsterdam Municipal Golf Course 2024 season by Alderman Marticello.
So moved. And the rates are attached to the resolution.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderwoman Christomars.
Aye.
Alderman D. Camilla.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Resolution 2324-118, resolution changing the date of the first designation common council meeting of 2024 by Alderman Marticello. Whereas the common council regularly holds meetings on the first and third Tuesday of every month. Whereas the common council must hold a designation meeting on January 1st, 2024. Resolved, the common council meeting scheduled for Tuesday, January 2nd, 2024 will be instead held on Monday, January 1st at, somebody to make a,
What time, Mary?
at 10 a.m.? At 10 a.m.
So moved.
Alderman Marticello?
Aye.
Alderwoman Chris Demers?
Aye.
Alderman Deke Miller?
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins?
Aye.
Resolution 2324-119, resolution waiving 30-day advance notice application for liquor license, Lion Street Bar and Grill by Alderman Marticello.
So moved.
Alderman Marticello?
Aye.
Alderwoman Chris Demers?
Aye.
Alderman Deke Miller?
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins?
Aye.
Resolution 2324-120, resolution approving the audit by Alderwoman Collins. Resolved, the bills and documentation of same presented in pre-check writing report parameter dated December 19th, 2023 to the common council and affirmed by the controller as correction to be paid, the city clerk is authorized and empowered to issue warrants in payment of the same.
So moved.
Alderwoman Collins?
Aye.
Alderman Marticello?
Aye.
Alderwoman Chris Demers?
Aye.
Alderman Deke Miller?
Aye. At this time, I'll make a resolution to executive session.
Nope,
Wait,
one
wait,
more.
one consent.
Sorry,
Oh, yeah.
sorry.
Sorry.
Resolution 2324-121, consent resolution authorizing contract with NG Power and Gas LLC by Mayor Quanti.
So moved.
Alderman Marticello?
Aye.
Alderwoman Chris Demers?
Aye.
Alderman Deke Miller?
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins?
Now, at this time, we're going to make a motion to go into executive session.
105-1H regarding proposed acquisition and sale of real estate.
Alderman Marticello?
Aye.
So we have
Yeah, he's gonna stay. Yes.
Alderman Marticello?
Aye.
Alderwoman Chris Demers?
Aye.
Alderman Deke Miller?
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins?
He can stay.
can-
He can stay.
include it in the motion, Mr.
I'll
Holliday.
make a motion to
Have Mr.
have
Holliday.
Alderman elect Mr. Holliday attend the meeting. Thank you.
Call the roll.
Everyone else have a nice meeting.
Alderman Marticello?
Aye.
Alderwoman Chris Demers?
Aye.
Alderman Deke Miller?
Aye.
And Alderwoman Collins?
Thank you. Session.
Good night.
Good night. Happy holidays,
Thank you.
everybody.